only half time, so second half to play against the defending champions, and we're looking forward to it. And good, the team is ready, and we'll do the best that we can to win the match.
It's gonna be a tough game because these are defending champions, so we're not gonna take them light. I think we're gonna prepare well and accordingly. And yeah, I think for us is to try and win the game, because a draw and if we don't win the game, I think it's gonna, impact us in a negative way. So yeah, we just have to apply ourselves and make sure we do well on the day.
We've come to a point where, as much as the demands and there's a huge expectation with regards to the performance of the team, I think we've also reached a point where the Sundowns supporters have matured in understanding what is demanded or required of them as the 12th, 13th man for big Champions League games, and they will become very, very important. And I expect nothing less than to hear the drum, to hear them chanting, to see a full stadium that will give us extra energy and a push towards the next round. We've had a super season. Could be better. Of course it could be better. But if you look at what we've done and how we've played, the character we've shown, the resilience that we've built, the type of performances that we've already demonstrated away from home, especially in the Champions League, in Cairo, in Algeria when we went, in Casablanca, then of course you see what I see, and what I see is an incredible group of players, a special group that is doing everything it can to represent this football club every single time with integrity, with honor, and to give everything of the best. And I'm sure that's what we will continue to do on Saturday.
We wrapped up the league, after winning it. I think we have like 24 hours to celebrate. So right now we're just gonna shift our focus to the semi-final, second leg, and obviously, we do have those conversations, but I don't think we're gonna put ourselves under pressure, because I think we know what we're capable of doing. I think if we can play the way we've been playing, I think we can be able to do well on the day. But yeah, those are the conversations that we always have, and yeah, I think we just have to, enjoy the moment and play the way we've been playing.
It's incredible to see the leadership qualities that have been demonstrated by Tambazwane. He's important for us, but he's just as important as you've seen with Aubrey Mokwena, you've seen with Rulani Williams in that capacity. We have a strong change room, a very important change room with very, very influential figures like Kennedy Mwini, like Dennis Onyango, who don't need to be playing to show leadership and try to assist us in managing the change room behind the scenes. And then we've got incredible footballers who so happen to be good human beings, and because of that, it's easy to be a leader, and I'm sure that's the most important thing, even for Mshishi to demonstrate his leadership abilities. He needs a lot of support, and he needs a good team around him, and without that you wouldn't be speaking about the leadership qualities or the good leadership qualities that stand out. It's always a reflection of the team that you represent or you stand for, and that's what my answer would be.
Working with Coach Rulani, I think it personally impacted my life in a positive way, because some of the things that he does, I transfer them into my life beside football, because the way he works, the way he's is demanding, the way he wants things to be done. So I think one thing, workaholic, I always say, doesn't sleep. So yeah, it's exciting, and it's something that and we learn new things every day, because sometimes he comes and he introduces a new thing and we'll be like, okay, then he tries and explains, and you can see like it works in the game, and there's always a purpose in something that he does. So I think it shows mostly in games because he watches a lot of football, and I think I've learned to watch a lot of football as well. So like I said, the way he works, he motivates, us, and you can see how everyone is improved, especially in the team. A lot of people have improved the way, from their previous teams, the way we play, the style of play. And yeah, I think I can write a book about him, with the things that he does. So yeah, it's I think it, yeah, like I said, even my life has changed, the way I work, the way I try to plan my things accordingly, and thanks to him. Personally, I think my season, could have been better, but I've had some like good and bad moments, and obviously the position that I'm playing right now, I think compliments must go to the coaches, everyone, and my teammates as well, because we complement one another. It's not about me. I'm trying by all means to be able to be in the good position so that I can influence the game and help my teammates, to create those chances and create that extra layer as well, and to be able to come back and help my team, obviously defensively as well. So yeah, I think I'm enjoying the role, and obviously I think I'm familiar with the role because I used to play like a lot of positions. So I think maybe the coach saw something in me that I could be able to do well in that position as well. So yeah, I'm enjoying the role and I'm enjoying every moment of it.
About Andile Jali, to be honest, I don't know what the latest is. The club will respond to that. Sipambule, I'm more than pleased. I'm more than pleased. I've taken it a little bit as my side project. I invest a lot of time, but I guess I invest a lot of time in a lot of my players. I do a lot of work behind the scenes in good performances. Modiba was a little bit unfair on himself when he said he's had some good moments and he's had some bad moments. In the bad moments, he knows that he's got a coach that will identify the bad moments, that will discuss the bad moments, and will try to take the bad moments as arsenal to improve. He's had good moments, and he's correct. And even in the good moments, he knows that he's got a coach, he's got teammates, he's got the technical team that will support him in the good moments. But what he hasn't said is that he's had extraordinary moments. I can count how many times Aubrey Modiba has helped us to not just create chances and has pre-assists, assists. But the biggest thing that Zeda Modiba gives us is that he makes us play better. He makes us play better. We are able to do certain things that we are not able to do when Modiba is on the pitch, and that is an incredible compliment to first his ability to take in information, and then that speaks to his intelligence. And then secondly, his God-given abilities, because he's a very, very good footballer. They say beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. And sometimes I don't have enough of an eye that tries to find the beauty in how we play, because maybe I'm overly critical. And I've trained my eye to pick up the deficiencies more than the good points, because that's what football is. Football is about, can you get better? Can you be better than you were yesterday? And because that's what football is, football represents what society is. And I am the type of person that is, even though I'm very optimistic in nature, but I'm also overly critical first of myself. And I always start with what could I have done better, what could I have said better, or what could I have improved. And then I'm critical of the team and of the players individually, so that collectively we can improve. If I can improve the individuals, I can try to improve the collective and the way the team plays. So maybe that's what the narrative is that I would like to have this season is an ever improving team, ever improving coach. Of course, not perfect, and I have no expectation to have perfect players or a perfect team or to be the perfect coach. But with a very good mindset, and you can call it the growth mindset if you want, but with a very good mindset, one that looks to stimulate improvement and development, not just in myself, but in others. Hopefully that's what, when we watch the team and how it's grown and it's progressed from match day 1 to match day 30 now, or I don't know how many games we played now this season. I hope what is evident to everybody is how much the team has made progress and has improved every single match. Yeah, it's been a very difficult season. Maybe more difficult than what is exposed to the general public and the eyes of the people that in a moment make the judgment. I think I've been extremely blessed to have the type of team that I have, because without the players I have no motivation. When I look into the eyes of the players, when I see their body language, when I see how they come to training, when I see their preparedness to listen and to learn, that's what stimulates me and allows me to also get the energy to give more of myself and try to be a better coach every single day. The amount of support I receive from the club, from everybody associated, from senior management board, the chairman, the president of this football club, the technical team is enough for me to be able to continue with my day-to-day operations. And for sure, when the levels are high, the room for error is very, very minimal. I know that. I understand that completely. But I still try to also put into that space of knowing that, number one, I deal with human beings every single day, and because there is that human ability, there's room for error. And I've got to accept and understand that when people make mistakes, it's because they make mistakes genuinely, and sometimes, and hopefully most of the time, it is because it puts space for them to improve and to learn from the mistakes and to become better. And then, of course, I also have to put a little bit of space. And even though I am the type of person that is overly critical of himself, and maybe too much of my thinking is on trying to be overly perfect in terms of how I do things, a lot of the times I remind myself that I'm only just human. So that's what I would say. The only way I've navigated it is because I've got incredible support, and I've got a fantastic team with players that are prepared to learn, players that are prepared to improve, and players that are prepared to respond to the pressure and to the stress that we give them every single day. I think the level of what they've achieved, and to still be subjected to the level of criticism, is the answer. Is that even when they do well, there's a demand, not just from themselves, for sure, I think, but also from the supporters and the media. The good thing is I can't read Arabic, so most of it is in Arabic, so I can't read, so I don't know much of what is written, apart from some of the basic research information that we get from our people, from our analysts and so forth. I can only speak about what I see, and what I see is a team that's got very, very good players. I see a team that has a good identity and a structure. A team that's got the right type of profile. If you look, for an example, you have a Benayeda that can play, Abdul Fat that can play, a Zola that can play, and all three of those centre backs are top level, and maybe probably very similar, because All three give you the possibility of diagonal balls that can be played into any of the wingers that they can play. Bora has been very, very good for them, the number 30. He plays on the left, on the right, but extremely aggressive in 1v1s and can deliver crosses with left foot, right foot. Onajen is a typical winger that plays for North African sides, looks for isolations, looks to receive with an open body structure. And when he receives closer to your box, you know there's going to be possibilities of looking to simulate and try to get fouls, free kicks, penalties, corner kicks. And so that plays into their advantage. The profile of the striker, Sambu, is a striker that is probably against, and maybe the last time I said to the players, the last time we saw a type of striker like that in the PSL was Lungisani Ndlela, for an example, or Collins Mbesuma. These are the typical number 9s that use their bodies to be able to be reference points and allow the play to be established from them. So Sambu gives them that profile of being able to hold up the ball and allow the midfielders to get a little bit closer. And even though they can play a little bit higher, and they prefer maybe to play a little bit deeper, but to use the striker to be able to get into possibilities where they can stretch the block and push it a little bit closer to your goal. They know that, and that's why 9 times out of 10 they play El Hassouni, because El Hassouni is very, very, very good in playing in front of the striker than playing behind the striker for flick-ons and second balls in that space. So El Hassouni plays as that 10 that links up the play. But of course, you need then a very strong midfield pivot. They've got Jabran, who's extremely intelligent in breaking up the play and trying to link the midfield and the defensive line. Jardi, who played in the space of Dawoodi, and Dawoodi traveled with the team, but he's also got the same type of profile, box to box, number 8. Very good in winning second balls in the midfield and has that personality. And then as I spoke about even earlier, the profile of the fullbacks, Al Amud can play in that space and delivers balls into the box. Etihad Allah can also play in that space and deliver balls into the box. So you ask me about the team, I can only speak about what I have seen and what I've watched, and I don't know, maybe 8 games now, 9 games. And if you include our match that we played against them, then it's just quite a lot of hours that has gone into watching this opposition, watching what could change, what could be done. And my only perspective on this team cannot be influenced by what is written, what is said. It can only be based on what I see. And what I see is exactly what I've just given to you. And for sure, there's big respect and big appreciation for the type of team that Wydad are. Over the last couple of home games, we felt the 12th, 13th man. We felt it. In good moments, they've been there. In not so good moments, they've shown us love and appreciation. And I think there's no doubt in my mind at this moment that we can trust them to be able to do the same thing on Saturday and for 96 minutes plus. We do what we do for them. We sacrifice a lot. We try to always make our supporters happy with our performances, because there is that demand and that expectation that we play well. Am I expecting us to score an early goal? Probably how we've gone about playing the last few games. For sure, I think we have a goal in us in the first 10 minutes. Do I see it coming very, very early? I'm not so sure. But the message that I will definitely carry to the team is patience. Patience, 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 because we trust ourselves to be able to unlock, and we were able to score. We were just unfortunate, of course, in that situation with the offside for Peter's goal. 50 seconds before we even scored, we replicated a similar situation. We were unfortunate because we missed one detail, one small detail, and that could have been a goal. And that was only 50 seconds, same picture. And then, of course, because the game changes after we go one man down, the profile of the team has to change. We have to adapt to different things. The message to the players has to be slightly different. Fortunately, it happens just before halftime, and then we have time to absorb the information that the last 5, 6, 7 minutes gave us. And because we could do that just before the break, we are then able to change the profile of the team. The players respond very, very well because the information is completely different and the structure of the team is completely different. But the flexibility and the ability of the team to take on a different personality was incredible. And still with that, we had a lot of control. We had less possession than we had in the first 35, 30, but we looked comfortable in a very difficult environment, very hostile. And if we did not have one or two situations where we also missed an extra detail, and funny enough, it was a detail that I spoke about to the team, which Man City have become so good at, especially in the Champions League, and in the first leg against Real Madrid, it was so evident. And then if we could have had one or two of those situations and better, we could have maybe scored even in Casablanca. So there is that trust that the goal will come, but we have to be very, very patient. And that patience is not just for the team and the players on the pitch, it's also got to be for the crowd and the supporters. They've got to be patient and know that this team has got goals, and this team has the right mental fortitude to be able to overcome any of the football challenges that we might face on Saturday.